I often talk about the importance of understanding the psychology of buyers. Now, in no other market is this as important as luxury. When you are selling high-end products, premium products, premier products, you must understand the psychology of the buyer. And you must always be looking at new ways of figuring out what that is. Now, I find in marketing circles in the luxury market, there is this fixation on the idea of asking what is luxury, this abstract exploration of what luxury is and what it means and how to define it and the nuances of what luxury is. Now, I think a better question is, what is someone who says they're a luxury buyer and is prepared to be a luxury buyer, what are they willing to pay for? What is a person who has the ability to spend more, the ability to pay a premium, the ability to have what they want? What are they willing to pay for? Now, how do you figure this out? You can only figure this out by experimenting. And you have to experiment by looking at the psychology of the buyer, by tapping into that and figuring out what that is. You see, trends change, styles change, competition changes, preferences change, tastes change. And with the evolution of technology and the ability to have so many things that we never thought we could have before that are fueled by digital technology, it's not so much what a luxury is, but what's left that the buyer is willing to pay for that satisfies that psychology. And it often is surprising. So I want to talk with you about 3 areas where luxury sales are sometimes hidden. And if you can understand the psychology of the buyer, and you'll also see opportunities in these 3 areas. Now, the first thing is time and convenience. Many purchases these days are really about time and convenience. The idea of being able to order online means that you have the convenience of being able to look at many different providers. You don't have to get in the car, drive to the mall, drive to the shopping center. And if you find that to be a bit of a hassle, that's a great convenience to you. So when you provide online offerings to your clients, you're essentially satisfying a psychological need there. Now, what other ways can you satisfy time and convenience? What other ways can you do that? That's for you to figure out. How can my product address the need to satisfy time and convenience? Now, what's happened with technology is because there's so many things available online that there are many people who are not, quote, luxury buyers or high-end buyers who are able to enjoy time and convenience that is provided by other marketers. And so what things that used to be a luxury, like having a car come and pick you up and drive you wherever you want, that's now commonplace. You can call Uber or Lyft, and you have the ability to have a nice car pick you up, take you anywhere you want. That used to be only available to the rich. Now, if you looked at that in the context of what is luxury, and you said, wow, I think people would enjoy riding in a high-end automobile, and being picked up and taken wherever they want, what you are doing essentially is satisfying something that's very common now, and you have to have a twist in that. What else can you provide with that service that would also aid in time and convenience? Now, the second thing that I would say is really important would be organization and access. If you can organize things for a client and provide access to something, that is something that they will pay a premium for. And what you should be looking for are areas in your product or service where you can experiment with this psychology and this desire. When you look at things like Spotify and Apple Music and the various streaming services out there, It's not so much that someone can't go and purchase music and figure out how to put them into a playlist and all that, but having someone organize it for you, having someone make it available to you and repeatedly update that based on your preferences is really a nice feature, and it also provides great convenience and access. And so the important thing there is to understand that that is something that psychologically someone will pay for, even if they could just easily go do it themselves. In the past, there were people who would actually hire someone to organize their book collections or their record collections or their various products and services. You can actually now take things off your phone. You can send them to a local photo processing company, a retailer or pharmacy or whoever does that, online retailer, and you can have those photos sent to you and have them framed and so forth. Wonderful component, wonderful luxury, but it's not quite a luxury anymore because it's actually pretty common. So how can you organize for your clients? How can you provide access, and how can you do that in new ways? Now, the third thing that could be a hidden opportunity for you is areas where there are image-related boosts for your client. Many clients and buyers like the idea of having a product or service that boosts their image, that they buy and people know that they have a product of a certain quality and distinction. Now, back when we were having some terrible economic concerns, there were many people who didn't want to do that. And so products that were high quality, that didn't necessarily brandish a label or a logo, or people wouldn't necessarily know that it was an expensive product or service, were really in, particularly amongst people who wanted to buy high-end things but didn't necessarily want their neighbors to see that they were spending lavishly on something. Now, there's still a lot of products out there like that, and what's interesting is you can also find products where it's sort of a secret, that this particular brand is high-end. Now, if you can achieve that with your brand, and I always talk about mystique and how important that is, that's something that can be a hidden sales opportunity for you. So I would like you to really think about how you can tap into the psychology of the buyer using these three components. The first one is time and convenience. The second one is organization and access. And the third one is image. How can you use these three psychological factors to sell more of your luxury product and service? If you like this tip, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to this channel by clicking the icon with my photo. Make sure you share this with someone who will benefit by hearing these tips, and stay tuned because I have a lot more coming. I'll see you next time.